In the Amaryllis Society, we do quarterly book clubs, and right now we are reading It's Not Your Money by Tosha Silver. And I am enjoying this book so much. I'm absolutely going to do another video to talk about all the things I learned through this book. But right now, what I really want to focus on is this concept that the author shares with us called the God box. And I'm going to read you just a quick little paragraph about what the God box is, because she words it so beautifully. So it says here, get a God box. Get a box as fancy or simple as you like to become the divine container for your problems, longings, and fears around money, and anything else for that matter. Whenever a burden comes up, write it down and stick the paper in the box, fully offering it. Ask for the right actions to be shown. If you continue to be anxious, remind yourself that the topic now belongs 100% to God since it's in the box. This simple little box can be life-changing as it makes offering a physical practice. Periodically, you can burn or throw out all the papers and start again. You may be surprised by how many issues have been resolved. Okay, can I just say that I got a God box. So my good friend Sheena gave me this beautiful box for my birthday, and she had this beautiful image printed on it, and it has my name. I'm going to show off my box real quick. And then she even put this beautiful quote that she got from my Instagram. I mean, just super thoughtful. Anyways, I've been using this as my God box, and I put this seashell that I got on the ocean on my birthday, just really magical. And this is what I have been using, as the author suggested, to offer up and release all of my worries, all of my troubles, all of my fears. So very simple. I have this little notepad that I put in there, and I've been using the God box for about 2 weeks. And I have noticed such a tremendous shift in myself, in my confidence, in my stress levels, in really like the way that I'm approaching my days, and even the way I'm approaching my work. It has been a huge energetic shift for me for the better, like tremendously better. So, I mean, you don't have to call it a God box if the word God doesn't feel like, if it doesn't fit for your practice or your beliefs. Call it whatever you want. God, spirit, divine, universe, higher power. Call it your release box if you want. The whole point of it, it's not about the name. The whole point of it is to practice handing over your worries to a greater power, to the universe, to the forces that be. It's trusting that you can let things go, and as you do, you can hand it over to be repurposed, to be recycled, to be taken care of by something greater than yourself, something other than you. And there's something, at least for me, it's been so healing to, in the moment, whenever I feel any kind of anxiety or any kind of anything about what I'm doing or what I'm stepping into, it's been so light and such a breath of relief to write it down and put it in the box with this understanding that I handed it over. It is off my hands. It has been given to a greater power, much smarter than me, who knows all the things and has the answers and will take care of it. And so I'll read you something from, okay. I mean, this is really personal, but I'm feeling called to share, so I'm gonna share. So I wrote down, I hand over any regrets I have over bad investments I've made. I choose to believe the money went to people who really needed it, and I trust it will come back to me in beautiful ways. And then I put it in the box. That one was such a huge one for me, particularly because I have invested, as an entrepreneur, I have invested thousands of dollars in all kinds of things, from tools to software to that new business venture to that program, to, like, you name it. And for the most part, I've really gotten my money's worth. Like, I feel like I've grown a ton, I've learned a ton, and this entrepreneurial journey of mine, of course, it has had its bumps along the way, but for the most part, I feel like it's been pretty sweet. However, I have invested, and I'm thinking particularly, I don't want to speak badly of anybody else's business, but I invested in a tool that I thought would be really helpful to me in selling my art. And I spent thousands of dollars in that tool, and it was a complete waste of money, or at least that's how I've been feeling about it for ever since I bought it. So I've been beating myself up about that a little bit. Like, why did I invest in that? I should have done more research, whatever. And I'm sure if I thought hard enough, I could think of other things that I spent money on that I didn't get a ton of use out of. And I don't know about you, but I love taking my regrets and really savoring them and beating myself up over them. It's a thing that I do. So having this box, this God box, this release box, and setting the intention that anything I put in this box, I am putting it out into the universe. I am letting it be known that if it goes in the box, it is off my heart, it is off my chest, it is off my hands. In the box it goes, and spirit will take care of it. Like, there is something about that decision, that negotiation, if you will, that I have found tremendously comforting. And there's something about giving my worries and my fears another place to live outside of me that is incredibly lightening. Like, is that even a word? Yeah, I feel lighter. I feel lighter to not have to hold and carry and drag with me every little mistake I've ever made and every poor decision I've ever made. I can just let it go. And if letting it go is hard for you the way it is for me, having the God box as a tool where I could visually see, I could visually write it down, put it somewhere and lock it away, and I'm viewing my box as this magical, divine elevator mechanism. Like, when you go to the bank and they have the drive-throughs and they have that tube that like sucks up your debit card and your little piece of paper, and then the teller gets it on the other side, and it's like that little tube transportation mechanism. Like, that's how I'm seeing my God box. I put it in here, and then the message, the intention goes to where it's supposed to go, and it's off my hands. Now, if you are part of the Amaryllis Society and you're reading the book and you have been attending our co-working sessions and whatnot, then you probably have already heard me talk about the God box a million times. I swear I'm becoming like the spokesperson for this concept. I just love this tool so freaking much. Last week we were sharing our wins, and my win was that I approached every single project that week, that first week of using the God box, with no stress. Was there plenty of nonsense and bullshit along the way? Yeah, I mean, whatever. Work is work, right? So of course I had, my things here and there, but rather than being frustrated and annoyed or afraid or nervous, anytime I had any kind of discomfort, I wrote it down, I put it in the box, and I let it go. Like, I am really trusting that I am divinely supported and that I do not have to carry all of these things. I actually find holding on to those thoughts and those feelings as distracting and unnecessary and like emotionally redundant, and they just slow me down and they get in my way and they make it so that my day is not as good. So why not just put it in my God box and let it go? If you would like to get a beautiful God box of your own, it doesn't have to be a fancy one like this one. A shoebox will do just fine. Or really any kind of container that you have decided and designated for this purpose will do nicely. And so another part of this practice for me is once a month, I'm going to do a little fire in my cauldron, or it could be in your candle, or it could be outside. Be safe. Please don't start a fire on my account. But every new moon, I am going to burn the little pieces of papers in my box to officially, so just clear the plate so that my God box can be sort of reset every single month. Now, as soon as I put the piece of paper in there, I'm already like I feel an energetic release of the thing. So it's not that I'm still holding on to it until the new moon when I burn the piece of papers. I let it go immediately. But I do love the idea of every new moon, I have a clean slate, I sort of clear the way, and I start over with my new lunar cycle, new intentions, new energy. So that's the way I intend to use my God box. I hope that this inspires something in you. And if you want more tips and tricks for letting go of your useless, negative money stories that are just holding you back, I do recommend this book. It's been really fun. I'm excited to have our official book club discussion in the Amaryllis Society later this month. So looking forward to that. Yeah, let me know what you think of this. And I'm curious, would you call it a God box or would you call it something else? Let me know.